Hey everyone, this is Andrew Mack with MMA Island. Today I have Mike Bulger, who is fighting at Combat FC on June 17th. Mike, how you doing?
Well, how about yourself, man?
So, looking at your Tapology page right here, I see you have two amateur fights back in 2015 and 2016. So, could you just talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, so I've been doing combat sports since I've been like a teenager. I had a few amateur fights back in the day, but I was also doing MMA, boxing as well. Excuse me. So that's where that came in. I had a few canceled fights in the amateurs. So I've been in the mix a while. It just doesn't really show it on Tabology, I guess you would say.
So then you just had boxing fights, at least on Tapology. There might be some missing, but it lists here as January of this year and May of last year.
Yep.
And now you're going to make your pro MMA debut. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
So, at what point did you want to switch from boxing into this pro MMA? When did you decide to make your debut?
Well, I've been again involved in the MMA circuit as I did right before the pandemic. I was getting ready for a amateur MMA fight, and obviously the pandemic hit and no one fought. And at the time, I was helping Calvin Cater get ready for Jeremy Stevens,
Mm-hmm.
and I was spending a lot of time with them. Obviously, again, no local shows were going on, so I was just training. And then I met my now boxing coach, Sean Farley, through them. And after Calvin's fight, me and him kind of stayed connected and kept training together. And then he saw me spar a few boxing guys that he knew that are pretty high level. And there was no MMA shows going on at the time. And I wanted to get back to competing again because I had a little bit of a layoff and I was a little frustrated with the pandemic. And he said, I can get you on a pro show. So I said, let's do it. And then I made my pro debut May 8th. And then I was supposed to fight 3 other times that year, a few fallouts, a few this, that, and thirds. So then I fought again in January, boxing again, and now I'm here. I never, just keep moving forward.
So, what gyms do you train out of?
I train out of Haverhill Inner City Boxing Club. I train out of Mau Mau, BJJ, Fuji, BJJ and Judo. Broadway Jiu-Jitsu, and then Lausanne's MMA as well. All specific reasons, but my main gyms I go to are Haverhill Inner City Boxing Club, and then Mama's BJJ.
So, you have a lot of boxing bouts, and you also train out a lot of BJJ gyms. So, would you say that your standing ground is more powerful, or is your ground game more powerful?
I would definitely say my stand-up is, more powerful. I've been doing boxing since I've been a teenager, and then obviously into kickboxing, and then I did, I was kind of just doing those in my early years, and then I developed more into the wrestling, the grappling. But I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't well-rounded.
So, what's your reason to fight? You said you started when you were young. What initially brought you into combat sports, and what's kept you?
So I grew up. I have a lot of older cousins and older brothers, and when you grow up with a lot of older cousins and brothers, you get picked on a little bit. So I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I started getting into like karate when I was really young, and then I developed into boxing, and then I just kind of took over from there. And I fell in love with just like the whole like learning something new every time you're doing it is fascinating to me. I don't care who you are, how good you are, you learn something new every time you get into a gym. So that to me is what took over. And then just the rush of fighting, like just the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. It's a roller coaster.
So, let's talk about your opponent, Cody. So, we had one fight in Ammo against Christian Lupanga. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Did you watch that fight?
There's not really many videos on that fight that I can find. I know he had. I know that he won like late in the third round.
Yep.
And then I know he had a few like backyard fights. I've seen a few of those. Like he had a couple of backyard boxing fights, a backyard fight. I forget the name of the promotion off the top of my head, but yeah, he had a few of those. I've seen him. Just seems like a kind of guy that like truly just enjoys fighting. Like that's how I would label him. Like he just likes to do it. he enjoys it. So he's like, hey, we might as well get paid for it, which I don't, everyone's got to get money.
Yeah. So since there's not much video on him, has your training camp just been a general training camp with a little bit focus on his style and stuff?
So yeah, that's a good question because since there's not many videos of him and like, it's not so much to, pick apart. It's pretty much just being like ready wherever it goes in any situation. That's been the main focus, controlling the outcome, where we go, why we're there, and how we got there. That's pretty much it. Because again, guys who are unpredictable with not much film, there's really only so much you can do because you have no film.
So what's your prediction for this fight? If perfect world, how would you want this fight to end?
Right hand knockout, and then the crowd goes ballistic. That's always the right hand, or the left hook, something with the hands, something that's gonna make a statement, a big stamp, and just get people talking. You know what I mean? Finishes. You got to finish. That's what pays the bills. You know what I mean? Getting stoppages. You don't get paid overtime in this business, so definitely perfect world, right hand, and then walk off. Mark Hunt style, old school Mark Hunt style.
So I was just talking to Rick about this. So as we've seen in the past, just even post-pandemic, New England MMA is growing to heights that we've never seen before. As a part of this movement, as an MMA fighter in New England, where do you see this going in the next 8 years? By 2030, where do you see New England MMA to be?
Oh, I think we're gonna be in the top of the map. If you look at all history of combat sports, New England, we've Morocco Marciano, Marvin Hagler. I can go on and on and on and on with names, but Joe Lozon. It's just because of social media era. Joe Lozon gets kind of people not forget about him, but that's a Hall of Famer. Like New England has been on the map. Marcus Davis, all those guys. I just thinking about, like you said, 8 years. I think we're gonna be that format, like those guys. I just think we have so many talented guys and girls all across New England. I just don't see how we can't be the guy, how we can't be that platform. New England, I really do think we're going to take over the combat sports world.
So we have Calvin Kattar and Joe Lozon fighting UFC this weekend. What's your prediction for their fights?
Oh, I'll go with. I did a little sparring with Calvin for this camp. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit. And I'm gonna go with Calvin. I think Calvin. He's the main event, right? Calvin's the main event.
Yes.
I think Calvin's gonna get him out of there like the third round. That's my prediction for Calvin. And Joe Lozon, he's fighting a legend, Cowboy Cerrone. Hard to ever root against people like that. But
Yeah.
Joe's been Joe. I think Joe's gonna get it done. I think Joe's gonna get it done in the second round, ground and pound. That's my prediction.
All right. If your opponent's watching this, is there anything you want to say to your opponent?
No. Just I'll see you at the weigh-ins, but I'll see you Friday night, and let's have ourselves a good showing. Let's put a show on.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Mike?
No, I appreciate you guys for having me. Look out for the fights, Combat FC, on Fight Pass. And enjoy the show. Bring your popcorn.
All right. Good luck with your fight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.